Hi, welcome back to Potent Dose of 3. Today in this episode, we're going to be talking about how life sucks. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to be talking about how life's been kicking us in the butt.
She's kidding, but it's been sucking for me.
Yeah, we're not kidding. She might be kidding, but no.
Yeah. So let's get into the episode.
Let's go.
So I guess for me, it's been rough. It's been hectic. I've been getting sick left and right.
As you can hear.
Yes. And basically it's just, so long story short, I have to travel to Colombia for 2 months. I wish it was vacations, but it's not. It's more for like some health stuff that's happening with my fiance. So because of this, I thought it was gonna be easy, guys, but it's not. It's not easy because I have to ask for help, and I don't like asking for help.
I would have never thought that's easy. First of all, you're in school. You got a kid. You got a family. That does not sound easy.
So, and I have to plan everything, like where are we going to stay, doctor-wise, which doctors are going to be. And, you know, I feel like once you work in healthcare, you kind of become more like hyper vigilant on like who's going to treat you, the way that you're going to talk to him, what are you going to look at, why are you looking at that? Like, you start asking more questions because you know certain things.
Yeah, you're more aware of like what needs to be asked and what should be done when you're getting checkups and whatever.
So I looked at the doctor, we got a doctor. Then the Airbnb, like I'm very not trustworthy, so I had to call my aunt, and then she literally went to 13 Airbnbs to check if they were legit or not. Because
she loves you because girl, I give you 3. The top 3. Your top 3, that's where I'm going to.
I agree. 13 is
that's
a lot.
ridiculous.
Yeah, she went to 13 to just check if the building exists.
But then again, I can see that aunt doing that because that's the same aunt an episode back, long episode back when I went to Colombia. And I said she had an aunt that dropped us to the airport that was going to make us late because they were trying to find parking. We were already running late. They stayed in the airport for like 5 hours with us. They would not leave. So I can see her doing that. It's not surprising. She loves you.
Yeah. She seems
She's really
nice.
sweet, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't even know her, and I feel like I could call her if I need
to. She'll do it for you.
So then at some point, I'm like, well, what about if I get daycare for Thiago so he doesn't get to be, so he doesn't get bored because we're going to be in a lot of like doctor's appointments.
And how long are you going to be there for?
For 2 months.
2 months. So he needs something.
Yes, yes. So she went to look at like 4 or 5 daycares, trying to see if they would accept him because he's just going to be there for 2 months. Mm-hmm. And, he comes from another country. And then, it's like a lot of barriers, a lot of things. So we came to the conclusion that we're not going to send him to daycare because of germs. And I can only take care of 1 sick person, not 2.
Oh, I see. Because if he gets sick and then your fiance's...
Literally everyone would get sick.
Yeah.
And then what happened last time in our trip.
Yeah.
I was the only one that was not sick.
And kids stay getting sick.
It'll be 1 man down. I'm an important man in this mission. Like
you're the main character.
Yeah. I cannot get sick. I need to
She's the pilot.
Yeah. If I crash, the plane crashes.
Pretty much.
So then we came to the conclusion that we're not going to take him to daycare. But then I'm trying to find like parks and activities for him, and just and also like at least to the malls, because the malls over there have like play stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then last time I felt so bad when we went to Cartagena because in the mall they did have this play structure, but they didn't let him in because he was like too short.
Dude, that play structure was like the coolest one I've seen. And now I wish I could find a photo, but it had like a plane. It was a plane.
She's like, it looked so cool, I wanted to go in.
I know, seriously. If it was a weight limit or height limit, I definitely went over it. But it literally was a plane inside of a mall, and the plane was like set up with little activities the kids can do. They had like a ball pit, everything. I was mad that he couldn't go in.
No, he couldn't.
And that was the case for all the activities.
He didn't have taller shoes or nothing?
No.
That's one thing my family did growing up when we used to go to Santa Cruz. We used to wear like the thickest shoes, and we were taught when we go, you have to do like the measurement. Mm-hmm. You have to stand on your tippy toes a little bit, but stand on your tippy toes inside your shoes.
Oh, like so they can't tell.
Oh, you gotta start training him.
I know, I have to because I didn't, dude. The fact of being like a new mom, I didn't thought of these things. I'm like,
you know what this reminds me of?
What?
I remember my dad was like, we're going to go to Disneyland. I'm like, oh, yay, cool. Sorry, it reminded me of it. And I remember like, I was 13 or 12 or something. He goes, okay, you're gonna act like you're 5. I'm like,
5.
what? Like, I don't look like I'm 5. You didn't want to pay for the ticket.
God, dude. Why, you were like tall, like
I just remember
you couldn't
him
play?
telling me like I have to act like I'm young. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Not 5.
Like, if you know me, I don't like to lie.
Yeah, no, she didn't like to lie.
Yeah, so I just
That's one thing used to irritate me back in the day about Jasmine.
Hey, honest.
Tomato. You're a loser. Okay, sorry, Kathy.
You see med schools, this girl's honest and trustworthy.
She really is.
I'm lame, but okay.
Yeah. Emphasize.
At least they'll be safe. Hey, I've never broken anything.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Okay.
You talking about shade,
I
bro. You,
know. I'm like, whatever, just because I live life to my best ability
girl.
and I have fun.
Exactly.
I don't want to be crippled.
Oh, so.
Okay, no, Linda.
She might get canceled out of.
Oh, that's,
That's true. That's true.
don't forget you have an interview coming.
I know.
The way we digress.
I know, dude. So that, and then to top that off, we also have to have episodes for the podcast, and we are so busy. Like, I guess when we started the podcast, we didn't realize how big the podcast, or I didn't realize how big this podcast was.
The workload for
Yes.
the podcast.
Yes, because it's like you have to like in my case, I have to manage my own life, like school wise, mom wife, housewife, and then this.
Yeah.
And it gets to be a lot. So like sometimes for even us to be in the same room at the same time, I feel like the more the time has passed, it has become a little bit challenging.
It's challenging. Yeah.
Like, you know, because sometimes like Linda right now, she's on her, like doing her clinicals and she needs to get like her stuff ready. And then we want to give you like the right time, and then me like studying for the NCLEX on top of that.
You had to pick up your son at a certain time.
Yeah, and then like I have all these limitations that like thank God they could work with it, because like for example, first and third Fridays he gets out at noon, so we can all record first and third Fridays. On the weekends, Jasmine works on Sundays. Linda has to like do stuff for her clinicals.
I'll be mentally preparing.
Yeah.
Going to therapy.
So then we have to do all these things, and it was just getting harder and harder.
Oh,
Go ahead. Oh, and then we realized that I started like to freak out because I'm going for 2 months and we still need to release episodes every Monday.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough episodes, and I'm like, and we literally had like, we did this like in a month?
What, record?
Like record all those episodes?
There was like
2 weeks. A week or two.
We were
Like,
literally
it was
recording
nonstop
like
every
3
day.
episodes a day.
Yeah.
Or more. So that's the reason why, listeners, there will be a lot of part 1s and part 2s, because we don't have enough time. So we're trying to stretch out these episodes because we needed to record 13 episodes before Kathy leaves to Colombia.
Yeah.
She'll be gone for 2 months. So we had to record basically 13 episodes.
And it's not, in my opinion, like, I don't think it's so easy coming up with topics too. I feel like coming
It's
up with
not.
topics is, you would think it's easy, but it's not. I mean, I was talking to someone about the podcast. I'm like, oh, like, how many episodes? And they were thinking we had like a few, and he went on there. He's like, oh my God, you have so many. I'm like, I know.
There's a lot.
We have a lot of episodes, therefore we need to come up with a lot of topics.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to be a guest, please come on.
Hit us up.
Because it's easier when we have guests.
Yeah, it is. So because like there is like this app that we could use to record while I'm away, but I didn't want to let like just rely on it because I don't know the Wi-Fi situation. I don't, there's a lot of unknowns and a lot of things that they could not go right, that I did not want to risk it.
Yeah,
And
you're
you have
busy.
a lot of
Yeah.
on your plate
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Like, you have 2 children.
You won't even have a
basically,
babysitter or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I knew the stressors of having a podcast because I was part of a podcast. If y'all find and go listen to it, I'm not gonna say the name. Jasmine, don't say the name. Just kidding. But I was a part of a podcast
I don't
before,
even know
so
the name.
I knew the stressors and stuff that went behind having the podcast. So you Kathy and Jasmine basically said, I don't know. Because, when you come into it, it's like the mindset of, oh, it's just going to be fun. And it's beginning because it's exciting in the beginning. It's fun. But right now, it has not been fun.
It's not fun. Like, I felt bad because I felt like last time we recorded, I felt like I made them record. Like, they didn't want to record. And I'm
She
like,
made us.
no, we have to, because we have a schedule that we need to adhere. Because if not, we don't have days.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving in a few days. And I have to get things ready, and Jasmine needs to get ready for her interview. And we didn't, like, it was either we recorded or we're just not gonna have like that
episodes.
Yeah, and we have to. That's the thing. One thing about podcasts and becoming successful in podcasts is being consistent. So, like, for me, like, I refused to, just like be delayed and not being consistent with podcasting, because like we're trying to build up our podcast. So it's like, dang, we have to record all this time. And then we have, because we said we're doing multiple episodes in a day. So we basically, I have a sweater on right now. The next episode, the sweater will be gone, and that's our outfit change.
Because we're in a budget, okay?
As you can tell.
So I feel like that was one thing. And then NCLEX, he's like a huge stressor, because I also had homework. So I had to, and then it was writing, and it takes forever for me to write and get it right. And, because for the master's portion, I passed my class with an 80. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think 80, right?
What?
For, like, if you could only get 80% for the class.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I think you could only, like, pass with an 80%.
Yeah, you can't have lower than an 80.
So that's why I'm like, I'm not playing with my assignments. I need to get like a perfect score. So I have homework, and then I have live sometimes when my son gets sick and I can't send him to school, and I have to work around that.
That's hard.
And then
That's
try
really
to study. And then also I have the mom guilt that is like basically on the weekends I would leave him with my parents, while I'll be gone the whole day in a coffee shop, sitting the whole day. And I hate coffee shops. Now I don't want to know anything about coffee shops. I know what you mean now. Like,
now you understand.
Coffee shops.
I was the same way. Like, I remember in undergrad, I was all about coffee shops. I was all about going to coffee shops. And then I did it so much. Literally did it so much that I like to study at home now. Like, I like to study at home. Yeah.
Over it.
But it's hard for you. I can get how you kind of don't have an option, because your house, there's a kid, there's a bunch of people. Like,
yeah. And then
no quiet time.
No. And then sometimes, in order for when, like, NCLEX is getting closer, so how I say, like, on first and third Fridays of the month, he will get out at noon. I'm like, no, like, there's no way. He needs to go somewhere else because I need to study. Like, yeah. So then I have to, like, call my aunt that lives all the way in Tracy, and then drive all the way to Tracy, and then have him there. But then I have to find a coffee shop nearby, just in case, like, of an emergency, like,
What's the difference? Like, so for the listeners who don't understand, like, the distance from where you lived in Tracy,
it's a lot.
How long is the drive for you?
It's like almost 50 minutes,
yeah.
And it's like from Pittsburgh to Tracy, and my son's daycare is in Concord. Yeah. So sometimes when he, like, what I've been doing recently is that I don't send him to school, because it takes me longer for me to go and drop him, like, let's say 9:30.
Yeah.
I get back home at 10, and then I have to be on the road again at 11:30 because I have to go pick him up at 12. So it's not even worth it.
Time flies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like,
traffic.
I will literally, like, work out, which takes me like an hour, and then just go and pick him up, because that's it. So then I just started coming to the conclusion, like, you know what? I'm just half days because of the NCLEX, because I needed to, like, really sit down and study. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, I'm going to take him he's not going to go to school, and I'm just going to wake up early. Like, I'm going to go take him to daycare, but instead of taking him to Concord, I'm going to take him to Tracy.
Damn, I was having baby fever, but not no more.
So, then, yeah, this is the mom guilt that is just like, damn, am I doing enough? Like, you feel guilty because you're, like, the days that you should be there with him, you're not there with him, but then you have to, like, kind of, like, talk yourself out of it. Like, yeah, I'm not here right now, but it's not because I'm partying, it's not because I'm drinking, it's not because, it's because I'm trying to better myself for him, and just, so I could also reach my dreams, but also probably by me reaching my dreams, making more money to give him the stuff that he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've heard that from friends who have kids and who are trying to, like, you know, basically survive in this economy, because honestly it's really bad right now. But like, I've had friends who have told me the same thing, where they're like, I have to pick up extra work hours, and they will be like, I feel so guilty because, you know, these are the days I usually spend with my son or my child, but because of this, now I can't spend time with my child. And then same thing, like, by the time I get off, like, my child is so happy to see me, but I'm exhausted.
Tired.
You're
freaking
I'm
tired.
exhausted.
You are tired, and it's kind of like, because every time, like on Saturdays, I would leave him at home like around 10, and I'll come back into like 6 or 7, and I'll come back exhausted, like mentally exhausted, because I'm telling you, I'm doing like 85 questions, like test of 85 questions, like 3-4 times a day. Like, I'm going through it.
I'm reviewing them.
And let me guess, he only wants mom.
And he only wants mom, because that's when I come, because I already know when he starts asking for me. And then I literally, like, I'm tired, and then right before I open the door, I just take a deep breath, and I'm like, okay, God, give me energy, because I have 0 right now. And I just go like, and it's like, hi, baby, and then he's like, hi, like, because, you know, like, I don't want to get it off. It's not his fault.
You don't want to transfer that.
Yeah.
And that's hard, because I'm not a mom, but I've had times where I've been super busy throughout the day, and then I may visit and babysit like my niece and nephew, and little kids, they find happiness in like the silliest stuff. And then so there's moments where I'm like so tired where I don't want to put on that like that baby talk or toddler talk.
Yes.
It's exhausting to do that. So I can only imagine having to constantly
and
do
live
it.
with
To
a
live
child.
it, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, okay.
You're like,
bye.
Bye.
Like, you have a brother. Go to him.
Don't give her any ideas now.
No. So yeah, so then he's just like, kind of like, okay. And then I'm like, I look at the clock, because I put him to bed at night. I'm like, okay, 7:30. I'm like, damn, barely. And then I look again. I'm like, it's 8, barely. Like trying to push it. And then I feel bad, because I'm like, I shouldn't feel forced to be with my kid.
Yeah.
But it's just like, because I am so tired, because I'm running. And then also, like, my nights of sleep are not like they used to be. Like, sometimes I tell you guys, sometimes I sleep the whole night. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I wake up 2 or 3 times a night. Sometimes I be sleeping with him in the bed, and I just get kicked and then wake up. Like, you know, so it's just like these different factors that put a lot of stress on you, and then you just get tired, and then when he gets sick, then everybody gets sick, and then it's just a whole cycle. And I'm thankful that so far he hasn't get sick, like, from what I have right now, because he's weird.
He's been good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't want to jinx it, but
yeah, no, that's really good.
Yeah. So.
Well, I don't have as many struggles as you. But for me, what have I been doing? I've been working more, and it's been interesting to see, because, like, before, you know, I work as an EMT now, and I used to be a server, so I used to make money. It was really easy to make money before, and now I have to work a lot to make no money. I don't even want to say money, because it's not money, but like,
yeah, the pocket change.
Yeah. But like, I'm doing this because obviously, like, it looks good on my resume, and I really actually do enjoy it. Like, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I do. Like, I enjoy the patient interactions. I enjoy learning something new, but it's hard because it doesn't make money. Like, I've been really tossing back between the idea of getting a server job, you know, to be able to pay bills and to be able to have a savings, which I haven't been able to do with this job because it doesn't make a lot of money. So that's something I've been dealing with, but I don't know. Like, it's I guess a part of the process. Really,
it's definitely part of the process, because that's what I had to do. I was picking up a lot of jobs. Well, like the CNA, getting CNA certified, and working as a CNA or caregiver for the experience and everything, and it was hard.
No, yeah,
it was a part of my experience.
No, it's hard because, like, I'm, you know, I have coworkers who, they're not necessarily in school right now, but they're working. The same thing, I think, like, to have it on their resume so that they can apply. And they're working like 7 days a week, you know, and I'm like, wow, like, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky I have a partner, and he's helping me through this process, but it's hard. And I'm just grateful for everything I have,
and then lucky in a sense that you're able to do this as a career like step. Like you're doing it for your resume. I mean, there's a lot of people who have to do who do it because they have to provide for like their families and stuff, and that's like their end.
I think one of my partners that I recently worked with, I believe like she's trying to apply to nursing school, or she's, she went to undergrad but she didn't get like a nursing major, and so now she's deciding that she wants to do nursing major, but I believe she's working like 7 days a week, and I believe she's also helping with her family with things. And I'm not like fortunate. I know there's people that are even more or less fortunate than I am. So
for me, I was more referring to those who have to do it, but they're not doing it because they're trying to build up the resume. Because I remember when I was like an intern, and this is when I lived in LA, and there was a CNA. She was so sweet, and she would always question me. She was like, "What is your end goal?" Like, she was like, "Don't become a CNA and stick to becoming a CNA. Like, I want you to do like something further, because at working as a CNA, it's a lot of strain. It's
a hard work.
On your body. Hard work. So for her, that was her. Like, she was an older woman, and that was basically her life, her career choice. And she would like always stress me, you better keep going to school. Like, don't stop as a CNA. Don't stop as a CNA.
That's good.
Yeah, she would always, she would always say, because you don't want to do this. And she wasn't downplaying what CNA does. She was just trying to help me realize and push me that it's hard. If I can continue to further my career, to do that.
If you can, why not?
Why not? Yeah. She's like, that. Don't do it, because I told her, I'm going to apply to become a CNA. She's like, why? No.
Did you tell her like this is just a stepping stone?
This is a stepping stone, and she was happy to hear that.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's funny that you say that, because when I was working or volunteering at the hospital, like there was a bunch of nurses that I was working with, and they were the sweetest. Like, I wasn't going into nursing, but they would always assume that I was going into nursing.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they would be like, like, you're going into nursing? I'm like, no, I'm actually doing the pre-med route. And they're like, good for you. And they would still be like, do you want to see, like, they would show me, like, the process. They were like, do you want to, like, and I would follow the nurses around. I'm like, why am I just going to sit here and just get my hours? I can learn something.
Right.
I can learn, if I'm going to be a doctor, I still have to work with different levels of care. I still have to interact with all these different specialties. So I took it, and I love those nurses. They were the best. Yeah, they were actually like, let me know when you get in somewhere you need to come back, because I took a leave of absence for a little bit, and they were all like, I did.
And you're still taking a leave of absence. I just realized you're not.
I'll tell you what.
I was like, I completely forgot. I was like, wait, you were intern.
So I took a leave of absence, and they were like, are you gonna come back? And I was like, yeah, I'll come back. They're like, okay, let us know what happens. And I'm like, okay. And they were so cute. They were like, here are some schools that you can apply to in Sacramento. And
they were giving you tips.
They were trying to help me get in.
That was nice.
So
that is really nice of them.
I took a leave of absence. Why did I do that? I think I took a leave of absence because I was taking the MCAT.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I needed to prepare.
And you started to do the EMT stuff.
And then I started to do the EMT stuff, and I did it. I think I had to train, and I had to train consecutively. So I couldn't actually go to my shifts at the hospital. And then I wanted to see if I could just work more instead of go back. But I really do miss being at the hospital.
Oh, I bet.
So I've been tossing the idea of going back one day, because their shifts are not long. They're 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
So I have been thinking about reaching back to them, but I'm also there's also other things I can do. I could try to volunteer somewhere I've never been before. So I'm not sure if I want to go back or try something different that I've never done. I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah, in limbo.
Yeah, because I already done that. Maybe I can try something where I can learn something new, or work with a different population. That was my thought process. So that's why I haven't necessarily reached back, because I don't want to say that I'm going to go back and then be like, never mind, I changed my mind. I want to be certain. Right. So that's why I haven't really reached out back. But it's a possibility.
Okay, that makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And I guess for me, my updates, I feel like it's the same, because I feel my life has just been revolving around clinical, not even the school portion, because right now I'm taking 2 classes, an advanced pharmacology class and the advanced health promotion or something class. So for me, those classes are just been in the back, like I said before. But all of my stress has been coming for clinical, because it just takes so much out of me, because I feel like there's so much I need to learn, and I'm like kind of not, my confidence is not all the way there as well, so that's been another struggle for me.
I was gonna ask you if you feel confident when you go in.
I feel like a little I'm not gonna tell I'm trying to say put more positivity out there, but it's been a struggle, and because it's been such a struggle, we were even talking about, I'm sorry listeners, but we have been talking about like maybe like ending the podcast, because it's just been so overwhelming. Like we have so much on our plate where I'm busting my butt off to finish and complete this master's portion of the program. Kathy's been stressing and with school, Jasmine been stressing on like the MCAT and applying to medical school, where it's like we don't have the time that we want to put into the podcast.
And our schedules, I feel like, are all different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you have clinicals on certain days, and you have Diago in school, and you know, leaving to Colombia, and I mean, mine is a little more flexible, but still, you know, it's hard. It's hard to like align our schedules.
And I feel like just the feedback, it's kind of discouraging. Like all the work that we put when we do put the work. Because we cut, like, even though we don't have a lot of time, we do give a lot of work. But it's just like...
Oh, for the podcast?
Yeah.
The work
for like,
podcast.
yeah, for the podcast. It's just... I hate Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's
same.
hard.
Yeah, and I know what you mean, because I feel like what we say can be... Like, the info we're giving, you know, is actually really good. Like, it's something that I wish I would have had. And... when I think about that, I'm like, wow, like, we're over here giving out this info. And I'm like, but I feel like, I don't know if we're not reaching, like, the right target audience, or, like, I don't know if we need to, like, market differently. But, because I've talked to so many people who ask me questions about applying to medical school, or who are, you know, going to be applying to medical school. And they ask me questions, which I don't mind. I really don't mind, you know, answering and giving them info that I wish I would have had. But it's also like, it's on the podcast.
Follow us. Yeah, so I feel it's basically, we're saying it's been hard for us to put in all this work and in a sense not see the fruits of our labor, because we've been doing it for a year now, and I want to say
for a year.
It should be a year. No.
Really?
We started like April 1st.
For us, it's like 2 years. No.
Yeah, it feels like 2 freaking years. So maybe we actually have a little bit more time. We either started in March or April, I forgot.
But
really, I thought it was December.
No, we
started
planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I start from. That's the first day to me.
So for those who have showed like support and everything, we do want to thank you guys.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And for those who actually do show us support, we want to say, because of you guys, we are not into this podcast.
No. It's been hard, but
it's been hard, but you know, we just wanted to like, you know, kind of fool you guys a little bit for the ones that are listening.
This is definitely going to be a snippet on our story.
A little snippet, yes.
Oh, you thought wrong.
But no, all jokes aside, we're not ending the podcast, but it has been stressful. Like Kathy was saying in the beginning, it has definitely been stressful. But we are here to stay until something tells us we're completely done. But for now, we are here.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
And then so for my update, yes. It still revolves around clinical.
I was going to ask you, how long have you been doing clinicals? Like, how many weeks?
Since January 17th.
January 17th.
That's when I start seeing patients.
And how many times? Twice, right?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. For how many hours?
From 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So 9 hours.
Oh, wow. That's a lot, actually. I mean, I get that's what you need to do, but whoa, that is a lot of anxiety that you have there.
And that's the thing. It's for me, it's the anxiety. Like, I got a week off for clinical, and that week I was so stressed. Well, not a week off for clinical. I didn't have to go for 2 clinical days, and I was so relaxed.
Oh, I understood what you said.
Okay,
yeah.
Because some people be confused.
No. Week that would be like a lot.
Yeah.
Like a whole week.
Yeah. And I was not experiencing anxiety. I had time for myself. I worked out. I meal prepped. Just put in so much time for myself. And right when that Friday hit, because the Friday that came around, where that Monday I would have to start clinical again, I start having heart palpitations, I start getting anxiety, I start stressing. And so that's where I'm at. And then I go into clinical, my heart racing and everything.
I mean, I kind of know how you feel, because I think that was me, like, when I first started EMT, if I'm being honest. Like, I was nervous when I first started EMT, because I was like, no one's here to watch me. I get to do everything on my own. Like, you know, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's on me. And it is terrifying, but I would say, like, with time, I felt a lot more confident. And with, like certain things, like, I remember I would run calls, and I would not be happy maybe with how I ran it, or I'm like, damn, I wish I would have thought the patient cared better, like, thought it through better. And I remember I was, like, upset at myself, but I was like, it's okay, Jasmine, like, this is your first time ever really going through the process, and you're gonna get better. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't have the same anxiety I did in the beginning, so I know you'll get there.
Yeah, and for me, it's like a different type of anxiety. Like, I've had anxiety before when I started to try something new. When I did the internship, I had anxiety. When I did the CNA program and having to do my externships at the nursing home, I had anxiety. But for me, this is a whole different type of new anxiety, where past anxiety, I would have already been comfortable in the setting. Okay. Even when I was doing for pre-licensure in the hospital, I had anxiety for like the first couple shifts. But now I feel that it's more stressful, because every day, of course, there's something new to learn. Like, I feel like I get adjusted to something, and then there's something completely different.
Yeah.
And then with my clinical instructor, like I said, repeat it all the time, she's so knowledgeable, but she is the one that gives me anxiety. It's not even more so like seeing patients. It's her, because I know she expects so much out of us as clinical students, and I feel like the amount that she expects from me, I'm not there yet.
Have you talked to her about it?
We definitely had conversations.
Yeah. And
she said, like, you know, her goal is for me to, like, grow and to build up that confidence as, like, a clinical student. So we've had the conversation.
Yeah. When was that conversation?
Like 2 weeks ago.
And your anxiety hasn't changed since then?
No, because I'm still it hasn't changed. No.
Have you noticed a difference in, like, her around you?
Oh, that's the reason why you're asking all these questions, because I still never had that like, I never gave you that one update that I gave Kathy. Because Kathy had asked, and then I had told her, you never asked, and I forgot to tell you. But no, I'm not going to give you the update on the podcast, on the episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
but I had the conversation with her. There's a better understanding of certain things. But it's just me. Like I don't feel confident. So I have anxiety because I'm not confident in myself, and just like the knowledge behind, like, I know things on the surface level, but I know there's so much I need to learn.
Are you gonna work on it? Like, are you like are you thinking of ways of, like, working on it to just, like, get your confidence level up, like, or your knowledge level up? Or
yeah, I have to.
Oh, that's like, I know she has to. There's no other option there.
There's no way I cannot. So that's what I've been doing. Therapy. And also, like, needing to prepare, like, just better prep myself before going into clinical.
Do you feel like you weren't prepped well enough before?
I just feel like there's so much information. Like, I prep on something, but then something else comes up. I'm like, oh shoot.
And I feel like
I'm missing that gap.
The time restraint. Like, you know how we were talking that sometimes she will give you assignments, like, super, like, not enough time to prepare.
She did change on that. So she assigned her patients like a month in advance now.
That's amazing.
So I'm able to look at my patient load before 2 days.
And before, what was it?
She'll give us, like, the patients on, like, a Saturday, and I have to prepare and prep the pre-conference by Sunday, and then see patients on Monday.
Big difference.
Yeah. So maybe you will see improvement, dude.
I was gonna say, when did she do that? Like, when did she make that change?
The beginning of February.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
so it's been 3 weeks.
Oh, so it's not really like you can't tell.
And
Just
you
yet.
had like 2
No.
days
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
No.
Two clinical days off.
I guess that'll go on the next update.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And on to the next update.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of PG3 with your hosts Linda, Jasmine, and Kathy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe at a potent dose of 3 so that you never miss an episode and your weekly dose.